You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Friday, June 12th. I'm Johnny Kahner. Thank you for listening and watching Four Things to Know today. Let's get to our first thing to know. It was 1 year ago this Sunday that an assassin carried out one of the worst acts of political violence in Minnesota. That man is now expected to spend the rest of his life in prison after changing his plea to guilty in the deadly lawmaker attacks. In federal court yesterday, we told you that Vance Belter calmly admitted to planning the murders months in advance. The plea deal means federal prosecutors will not seek the death penalty. The 58-year-old will now go straight to sentencing, where he is expected to get 2 consecutive life sentences. A sentencing date has not yet been set. Hennepin County prosecutors confirm Belter will also face state charges. Belter murdered former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. He also shot Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette several times. Remarkably, they both survived. Now, for the first time, we are sitting down with the Hortmans' children, Colin and Sophie. They're sharing what they miss most about their mom and dad and what it's been like having to deal with that immense loss in a very public way.
It's kind of felt like, because of the really unique position that we're in and how publicly like the state was grieving and our communities and our family was grieving, like to me, I kind of like felt stuck in my grieving process where like until I shared with openly and publicly how I was doing, that like I was going to be unable to move forward.
We'll hear much more from Sophie and Colin on Sunday night on our 10 o'clock news. They're sharing the memories that they're holding closest to their hearts. We'll, of course, post that to WCCO.com. So join us on Sunday as we dive into what was lost in that lawmaker attack 1 year ago and the lessons learned as we all work to move forward. Number 2 today, a Minneapolis man that was shot by his neighbor in the neck is suing his home's previous owners. Davis Moturi says those previous owners did not disclose threats that the neighbor made to them over the years they lived there. And after Moturi bought that home and moved in, he repeatedly called police to report his neighbor John Sawchak's behavior. That was before Sawchak shot him in the neck. According to the lawsuit, the Moturis bought a home on Grand Avenue back in 2023. The suit says that Sawchak threatened to kill the prior owners who lived there, so those owners got a restraining order against Sawchak before they listed the home for sale. And the Moturis say after moving in, they became the target of repeated harassment, racial slurs, threats, and intimidation from that neighbor. And that reached a breaking point in 2024 when Sawchak shot Moturi in the neck while he was doing yard work. Moturi did survive, but was critically injured. Sawchak was charged with attempted murder, but he has been found incompetent to stand trial several times. Now, WCCO's Reg Chapman is covering this story for us today. He is reaching out to the previous homeowners for a statement. Look for his full report tonight on WCCO.com and WCCO TV. Your third thing to know today, thousands of Medicaid service providers originally flagged for fraud are now getting funding again. State human service officials say they lifted payment suspensions for more than 2,100 care providers who appealed after losing funding. They were part of nearly 5,600 programs that were deemed high risk for fraud. 59 of those providers are under review by the state's new inspector general. The renewed scrutiny from the state is part of a mandate to preserve $2 billion in federal funding. Some providers say they were swept up in the crackdown despite decades of doing things by the book. DHS officials said, quote, "We care deeply that vulnerable Minnesotans are getting the care they need from trusted providers, but they also have to make sure providers are meeting legal requirements." We'll bring you the latest as we learn more about Minnesota's fraud crisis and the Medicaid funding related to that. And your fourth thing to know today, we are in the midst of hatching season for mayflies along the Mississippi River. It happens during the summer. MnDot says crews will begin turning lights off on bridges across the river in Red Wing, Wabasha, and Winona. That is all to reduce the effects that mayflies have on road surfaces. The Red Wing Chamber of Commerce is urging businesses in the area to turn off their lights at night as well. We spoke with Laura Adelin, who says you never know exactly when the hatch will actually happen this time of year.
It's such a huge sign that the Mississippi River is very healthy. So it kind of depends. Mother Nature, the temperature, the supply of rain. We've had a lot of rain this last couple of weeks here. So that's a huge part of it.
The hatch does not last a long time, but during hatching season, the bugs can cause slippery road conditions. It even feels like ice. Once the hatch is over, though, MnDot says they will turn the lights back on. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can just see how many mayflies there are. When I first saw a photo this morning, absolutely insane. It was of a gas station, gas pump, just completely covered. It was even hard to make out exactly the picture. That's how many. It looked like thousands of bugs there were. So hopefully turning the lights off will help. We'll keep you updated on that. Those are the 4 things to know today. Let's check it now on our next weather forecast, and I'm excited to hear it. Should be a nice weekend.
Happy Friday, guys. 6 weather meteorologist Adam Del Rosso checking in. We do have the opportunity for a couple of showers as we head into tonight, but I think we're dry through the evening hours, but we will notice clouds increasing. Temperatures, they're going to stay on the cool side here. We fall down to about 60 for our overnight low temperature. Tomorrow, we only make it into the mid-70s with a mix of sun and clouds. It is going to be a little bit on the breezy side, but hey, at least there's no humidity. And that continues into Sunday with more sunshine and highs on Sunday, only in the low 70s.
And now, here's more to know.
Today, a man accused of a deadly crash in White Bear Lake is expected to be in court to face drunk driving charges. Police arrested a 63-year-old on suspicion of DWI. The State Patrol says the man was turning from Highway 61 onto Highway 96 around 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday. That is when he hit and killed a 31-year-old woman on a motorcycle. Court documents say the man had a .27 blood alcohol content level at the time. That is more than 3 times the legal limit. Today, the first black fire captain in St. Paul and his brother will be honored with a statue. Their names are William and Alfred Goddett, and they worked at the St. Paul Fire Department. The brothers worked for the fire department in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Alfred died in the line of duty in 1921, and in fact, the St. Paul Fire Department headquarters is named after them today. Today, they also received another honor. The city dedicated a permanent monument to them that honors their legacy and contributions to St. Paul. Here's something you don't hear every day. A Wisconsin restaurant owner is facing major backlash over his hiring preferences.
Hiring male over female all f***ing day. Because these females, they just about everything. And then when they're in that time of the month, forget about it.
Tony Angelini owns Angelini's Ristorante in Onalaska that's near La Crosse. He posted that 10-minute video about preferring male servers on the restaurant's YouTube page. Angelini said female servers are too dramatic, flirtatious, and upset male customers, wives, and girlfriends. After the video sparked outrage online, he told our affiliate that gender does not actually impact his hiring decisions.
I said, I didn't say I want male servers, not female servers. I prefer male over female. But if the female is qualified, I would hire her. If a female came to me and she had qualification, a male came to me and she came first before the male, I got to hire her. So there's no discrimination there. It's whatever story they want to flip around.
Community members plan to protest near the restaurant tomorrow. Angelini says the demonstration will not bother him. Could baby owls and eagles be the key to stopping the spread of bird flu? Dr. Jonathan Sleeman of the University of Minnesota Raptor Center says over the past few years, they've tested over 5,000 birds. They've done it by swabbing them, much like a COVID-19 test. So far, 270 raptors have tested positive for bird flu, including some baby owls and baby eagles. This is research that Sleeman says could help poultry farmers.
We believe what we do is a very important early warning system for the potential threats to public health and poultry. So we often find cases in wildlife before they show up in the poultry industry.
He also says they've been doing bird flu testing at the Raptor Center since 2022. Now, that's mostly done on live birds, but it can also be done on raptors who have been euthanized due to health issues. Do you remember Dinner du Nord? Well, it's dubbed America's longest dinner table. It's returning to downtown Minneapolis on September 10th. It's an open-air culinary celebration that's set on 7 blocks of Nicollet Mall that will bring together dozens of hospitality establishments to serve dinner to thousands of guests. Now, remember, the food ranges from fine dining to even casual food trucks. If you want to go, tickets for Dinner du Nord, they go on sale on July 1st on their website. Let's get to some sports headlines today. Today is the day U.S. soccer fans have been waiting years for. The U.S. men's national team plays its first 2026 World Cup match. They are up tonight against Paraguay. It's an 8 o'clock tip-off at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It's a really sweet stadium, too. I saw the Vikings play there a few years ago. Should be a fun one. Hopefully, U.S. can get on the board tonight. In baseball, the Twins, they're coming off an 11-0 drubbing yesterday in Detroit. Oh, man, not good. They are back home tonight at Target Field. They begin a 3-game series against the Cardinals. Should be a bunch of Cardinals fans in town tonight, which will be fun for the weekend series.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
A family-friendly community festival put the fun in fundraiser yesterday. The group Dads of Down Syndrome hosted its first annual festival fundraiser to support fathers and families raising children with Down syndrome. There was live music, food trucks, games, and even a custom IPA by Steel Toe Brewing specifically for the nonprofit. And we asked the organization just how much the event raised. Any guesses? They estimate a total of $100,000. Wow, fantastic work, going to a great, great cause. That's a really nice bright spot to end our week. Well, I'm Johnny Kahner. This has been 4 Things to Know. We are here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock. Thanks so much for listening today, for watching us on YouTube. I hope everyone has a really, really nice weekend. Talk to you on Monday.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Maria Lizignoli, and this podcast comes to you from the WCCO podcast studio.
I'm Johnny Kahner, and this is where you'll find the latest news of the day with us on 4 Things to Know.
I'm Mariel Mose, and I bring you the stories behind the female athletes redefining the game on Women in Sports.
I'm Adam Duxter. Join me for a deep dive into faith and what it means to Minnesotans around the state on Bigger Than Belief.
Stay in the know on the go with the WCCO podcast studio. Go to WCCO.com/podcasts.